Thank you.
Thank you. I know we're jumping back and forth, but we're trying to accommodate legislators' schedules. So we are now going to close the public hearing on Senate Bill 539, and we're going to open a public hearing on Senate Bill 950. And I'd ask Katie if you could help us with the intro, and then Senator Solomon, could you join us? Thank you.
Thank you, Chair Patterson, Vice Chair Hayden, and members of the committee. Senate Bill 950 modifies the licensing framework for sign language interpreters in Oregon by introducing some new types of licenses, including a supervisory sign language interpreter license and sign language interpreter license by endorsement for out-of-state interpreters, as well as an interpreter in training license. It also modifies some existing licensing regulations, repeals a handful of specialty licenses, and makes some changes to the way that licenses are structured and renewal fees are levied. It will take effect on the 91st day following adjournment sine die.
Thank you very much. Hi, Senator Solomon. Good afternoon.
Hello. Thank you so much for accommodating these schedule today.
Absolutely.
For the record, I am Janine Solomon. I am the state senator for Senate District 15, and that includes areas of Forest Grove, Cornelius, Hillsborough, and the Rock Creek area of Washington County. Chair Patterson, Vice Chair Hayden, and members of the committee, I'm proudly here to support Senate Bill 950. This is a bill that makes updates to the requirements for sign language interpreters licensure. So in 2023, I co-sponsored House Bill 2696 that created a sign language interpreter license within the Health Licensing Office. Since then, advocates in the sign language interpreter community have identified issues that are hindering access to licensure for sign language interpreters. My sister-in-law is a CODA and a sign language interpreter, so this issue hits very close to home for me. The advocates in the sign language interpreter community feel that technical changes will greatly improve the process and allow for more people to obtain their license. Advocates for these changes are here today, and I'll keep my remarks extremely short because you're juggling quite a bit here. Appreciate the opportunity to testify in front of you. Colleagues, I urge your support of Senate Bill 950. Thank you.
Thank you very much for bringing this bill. Yeah. And I know we have two people here to speak to the bill. I'd like to first call Christina Healy-Collister, and then I'd like to call Gerald Fleming Jr. So if Christina could join us.
Do I go now?
Please, yes,
Thank you.
Welcome.
Good afternoon, Chair Patterson, Vice Chair Hayden, and members of the committee. My name is Christina Healy-Collister. I'm an ASL interpreter, sign language interpreter, and I'm here to speak in support of Senate Bill 950. I'm grateful that our system allows amendments to laws for just such a time as this. It means we don't have to get everything perfect right off the bat, but we can recognize missteps and take action to remedy unintended consequences. The largest change proposed by this bill is the elimination of the specialty setting licensees. And honestly, sometimes people, when they hear that, are first taken aback by it. But after even a short discussion with them, people who know the field, who know the context, they come around and realize that it will reduce redundancy and confusion, as evidenced by written testimony of support, not only from individual interpreters, but also from the Oregon Judicial Department, the High Desert Education Service District, and the Northwest Regional ESD. Reading it off my page. Other amendments proposed by this bill are always met with enthusiasm, especially the creation of the training license, the removal of the renewal limit on the general license, 3-year renewal limit, and a 3-year renewal period, and the ways that these amendments enable experts in our field to establish OARs in alignment with best practices and the current state of our profession. I'm chair of the legislative committee for our state chapter of our professional organization. It's called ORID. And I've received feedback from our community about a couple of things in the bill that we're going to try and address with Amendment -1 or -1 amendment that's being worked on right now. So that will be coming. One of them is, I wrote, to be honest, I'm new to this whole process. So when I was working with Senator Solomon's staff and the LC drafter, we had a miscommunication about one of the goals. The goal is that the board can recognize licensees from some other states, like a driver's license. Like if you're good to drive in that state, you're good to drive in this state. And that got put in as an endorsement, which would mean, as I understand it, that people from other states would still have to do all the paperwork and all the fees and wait for the license and all of that, which is kind of the exact point that we didn't want to have. So that's being worked on to clarify that. And then also a lot of people have been reaching out to us who currently have their license and are asking, so what happens if this bill passes to these licensees I just obtained? And so we're adding a thing that says any currently held license would be good for 3 years from the date of passage of Senate Bill 950. So those two amendments are being worked on now. And I will cut myself off here, and I'm happy to answer any questions that you may have. Thank you so much for hearing our testimony.
Thank you very much. And approximately how many people do you think this would, how many people are working in this field that you're aware of? Approximately.
The estimate is that there's about 300 interpreters in the state. Currently, there are 133 interpreters in Oregon that hold a license, and that there are 197 licenses held in the state. And then there's actually quite a bit more from out-of-state interpreters. There's currently 243 licenses for interpreters from other states.
Thank you, that's helpful. Thank you. Mr. Fleming. If you could introduce yourself for the record when you're ready.
Hi there. My name is Gerald Fleming Jr., and I'm the leader for Deaf Plus Oregon, the Deaf Plus Oregon movement. Deaf people noticed before the problems with the new bill, and that this bill with its amendments will support our community. And, you know, really the backbone of our community is interpreting, and we just can't be quiet anymore. Without interpreters, you know, we're silent, you know, but with our interpreters, we'll be able to know all the information and have full access to everyone and, you know, continue to have the equality we deserve. Thank you for listening to me today.
Thank you for sharing your views today, and we are in the legislature, I think, pretty committed to making sure that everyone has a chance to have their say and have people listen to what is being said. So thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Thank you both very much. We're going to, that concludes our public hearing on Senate Bill 950, and we're going to do our work sessions now. And we're